Welcome everybody to week 2 here in season 2 of the South Carolina Gamecocks college football revamped dynasty. As you can see, the Gamecocks today are rocking the Carolina script helmets with the garnet jerseys as they take on the number 6 ranked North Carolina Tar Heels, a fairly evenly matched up team here as far as statistics go, but the Gamecocks are much lower in the rankings here. As you can see, 6 spots behind them at number 12, and North Carolina has not played yet this season, so we don't exactly know what we're getting from them, but we do know that quarterback Drake May is a Heisman contender year in and year out in college football, so it is going to be a very intense matchup for this defense. Last week, they stood up to the test, taking on Will Rogers and the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Can they do that this week? We will have to wait and see as we face off against a very potent receiving core as well, led by Joshua Downs, who has had himself a great college career so far. Hoping that he can get something going today if you're a Tar Heels fan, but as for everybody else here, we are rooting for the Gamecocks as we will head down to the field here, and the Tar Heels will get the ball first. First and 10, right in the first quarter. It is going to be a pass, and the first pass of the day is going to fall incomplete harmlessly to the ground, a screen pass. Second and 10 now. Drake May wants to throw again. This time he's going to go much farther down the field, and he's got Kamari Morales, 17 yards for the big tight end there on the corner route. He's able to, let's see if he does, and he is able to just barely drag that foot in. That's a first down for the Tar Heels. First and 10 now for May. May's going to pitch it to Pettaway. Pettaway's got a lot of space on the left side as he's got Kava trailing him. And George Pettaway with an easy 12-yard run, probably the easiest of his career now on first and 10. He's got the handoff again right down the middle. Pettaway pushing a man off of him, and he's got 16 yards. May now first and 10. He's going to bring a man in motion. It's going to be Jones. Jones is not going to take the handoff. Instead, he's going to go to the outside for the pitch where he's got all kinds of open space, and he pushes a man down. J.J. Jones about 18 yards on the run. First and 10 now for the Tar Heels as this offense continues to move. Now, May to the end zone. Touchdown. Kamari Morales, and just less than a minute basically off the clock, and the Tar Heels have struck first. 7-0 as they take the lead, and we get to see Spencer Rattler and company on the field. And on the first play of the game, he tries to launch it into triple coverage. Juice Wells only had 1 reception last week, and it went for 0 yards. Going to try and get him incorporated in the offense, but Travion Kenyon makes his first appearance of the season and his first catch of the season. And it's going to be a nice gain there. Second and 8 now for Rattler. Rattler steps back. He hits Landon Sampson, who has found success in that slot role as just a shifty guy who can make his guys miss. Now first and 10, Rattler once again is going to go Sampson's way, and he is once again going to have the first down. That's 13 yards now. Rattler got Lloyd to his right on a 3rd and 5 later on that same drive. He's going to give it to Lloyd, who's got an easy first down as he barrels over the man. 9 yards on the carry. First and goal now for Rattler and company. Lloyd stays in the backfield to his left. He wants to throw it this time. He's going to roll out of the pocket. No one open. Finally decides to go for the end zone. Dives and touchdown. Touchdown South Carolina. Touchdown Spencer Rattler. His first rushing touchdown of the season. We don't see him run it too often. And now we see on a first and 10, George Pettaway's got a lot of space on the left side, 13 yards. Last week, Mississippi State had success early running the ball against us, but they had to get away from that quickly once we stuffed them, and Drake May on a 3rd and 12 gets lit up. The ball falls harmlessly to the ground, unfortunately. But the Gamecocks are very close to giving the ball right back now on a 3rd and 11 here late in this first quarter. Rattler wants to throw, and he's going to take a sack of his own, losing 11 yards as they are going to have to punt it. And the Tar Heels winning the field position battle already. 2nd and 9 this time. May's going to take the option, pitches it. Should have been a fumble, but they're going to call it a forward pitch somehow. Maybe just by centimeters, and the Tar Heels luck out there. 3rd and 9 now for May and company. Brings his tight end in motion. He wants to throw it this time. He's going to step into the pocket. Has a man wide open. Who else would it be? Josh Downs. He has led this offense for a long time now at the receiving position. 2nd and 5 now. George Pettaway right up the middle. He is going to get 7 yards. They needed 5. First down there for the Tar Heels. 1st and 10 now. Under a minute remain in the quarter. Drake May Play action to the air. Josh Downs spinning, and he is spun down. First down again. It's going to be about 10.5 on the play. First and goal now. May's going to go to Petaway. He gets stuffed at the line, but he pushes forward, and he has got a touchdown. The Tar Heels strike again, 14-7, as the Gamecocks now are on a 2nd and 7 here late in this first quarter. Rattler launches this one, and Sampson makes a great adjustment. It was not a magnificent throw by Rattler, but Landon Sampson has continued to impress. Now Marshawn Lloyd on 1st and 10. He kind of gets hit awkwardly. He's going to be able to be just fine after that. 3rd and 3 now. They're going to go back to the ground, and Lloyd's got some space again as he's wrapped up by the ankles again, and he's got a first down for the Gamecocks. 1st and 10 now. Rattler, this time he wants to throw it. He's going to lead his man up the middle of the field. Jaheim Bell tries to make a miss. He makes one of them miss, but the cornerback comes in to clean up, and Jaheim Bell, a beautiful read for the zone, gets into the open space, and Spencer Rattler throws it right where it needs to be. Now 1st and 10, it's going to go to Lloyd on the next play. It's going to be a first down, maybe. Does he get there as he spins backwards? They're going to give him the first down, a very generous spot. Now 2nd and 16, Rattler steps into the pocket, to the air again. Jaheim Bell, another 16 yards. He has been magnificent across these first few weeks. Rattler now 1st and goal, wants to go to the air, fires to the end zone, touchdown. Scott Hall, the new tight end, with his first touchdown catch, his first catch as a Gamecock. He is going to have a touchdown there from 2 yards out. Beautifully run bootleg by Spencer Rattler, and the Gamecocks now a PAT away as they do tie it up at 14 all here late, about midway through this second quarter, as Drake May finally gets hit. He gets his first sack, basically a tackle for loss since it was a run play. 3rd and 20 now on the Tar Heels' next same possession. Drake May obviously wants to throw this one. He's got a man open, Blackwell. Gavin Blackwell was not really able to turn upfield. Now 2nd and 6 as the Gamecocks get the ball back. Rattler wants to throw this one into coverage, but Lloyd's going to make a great grab. Makes a man miss. Unfortunately, the cavalry arrives, and he is not going to get much more. 1st and 10 now. Rattler, going to be a read option. He decides to keep it himself, ditches it to Lloyd, and he has nowhere to go. -3. Probably should have gave it to Juju McDowell on that one, but now they face another 3rd down. Rattler, 3rd and 13. Goes to Sampson again, the reliable slot receiver, and he is just not able to get enough. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 6. Rattler, does he throw it deep, or do they try to call a run? Rattler, play action, under pressure immediately, and he gets slung down, losing 7, and that doesn't even matter because more importantly for the Tar Heels, losing the possession again in Carolina territory. I guess I should clarify South Carolina territory, considering we're both from Carolina. Josh Downs is going to start the Tar Heels drive with an 11-yard catch. They have had a ton of opportunities here in our territory early in this game. Drake May on a 2nd and 2, breaking a bunch of tackles, pushing his way, and he's got about 12 on the run. He barely got past the line of scrimmage at first, but he was able to make something out of nothing. 3rd and 8 now for Drake May, though, as they face a field goal here. May is going to take the snap. Looks like he wants to throw. He does try to. Gamecocks brought pressure, and they're going to get the sack. Not that it does too much, but Debo Williams is going to be the one to force them to bring this field goal unit out on the field here on a 4th and 15. Not necessarily a chip shot, but they are going to nail that one right down the middle of the uprights, and that is going to be a 3-point Tar Heels lead here with about a minute and a half remaining in the quarter. Rattler steps into the pocket again. Jaheim Bell has been able to work this secondary as he's got 19 on the day now, or 19 on the play. 1st and 10 now on the same possession. Rattler rolling out of his pocket, plants his feet and fires. Corey Rucker, the former Arkansas State Red Wolf transfer, going to make his impact early in this, or late in the second quarter. Now on a 1st and 10, Jaheim Bell, another 18 yards right down the seam as the Tar Heels defense is having trouble, and this time Rattler goes quick to Wells, 6 yards and a touchdown. His first catch that has went for a positive gain. So far, before this, he had 2 catches for 0 yards. I mean, just not something you expect out of your star receiver. And on a 3rd and 2 to start the third quarter, the Gamecocks bottled up quickly, and Lloyd fumbles it at the last second. Picked up. I am hoping that his elbow or knee was down. I believe it was. They are going to review it most likely just because of how close it was. But the Tar Heels, either way, will get the ball back. Fortunately for us, if they review it and overturn it, we get to punt them the ball, which is much, much better than giving them another opportunity deep in our territory. And yes, his elbow is well down on 3rd and 2 there. Marshawn Lloyd just barely gets down in time for that fumble not to count, and the Gamecocks are going to live to fight another day here as they're going to overturn that call, and they will punt it away here to the Tar Heels. We will get to see Drake May and company for the first time in this second half, but they're instead going to be starting at about their 11-yard line. Drake May, it's going to be a handoff straight up the middle to George Pettaway. Start their drive. It's going to be a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 now. May again in the shotgun with Pettaway. It is going to not be a handoff this time. He's going to want to throw, rolling around and slinging it deep downfield into coverage, and it's intercepted. Who else? David Spalding. He had 3 last week, and let's make it another one. 4 in the first 2 weeks of the season for David Spalding. I am so glad I made the decision to get him into the lineup as Marshawn Lloyd's screen does not go anywhere, and the Gamecocks once again in danger of going 3 and out. 3rd and 9 now. Rattler's going to go through the air this time. Corey Rucker not able to make a man miss. They've liked those underneath routes with Corey Rucker. This time, not as successful. Drake May on 1st and 10 wants to go deep down the middle of the field to the right side. Actually, Josh Downs breaking into the 10 to the 5. And he's got a touchdown. Oh, man. Blown coverage. Josh Downs just made a nice cut at the last second on, I believe, DQ Smith. And a beautiful jump pass from May to the wide open receiver as he was barely even covered after that. DQ Smith fell down. And he just did not stand a chance. Now Rattler and company trying to respond with a Marshawn Lloyd run right down the middle. 11 yards. No turnovers yet for the Gamecocks. That is a very, very rare occurrence. Now 2nd and 10, Rattler, it's going to be a swing pass to Lloyd. He breaks a tackle, kind of gets tripped up by his own man, and that's going to be a lot of work for 1 yard there. Now 3rd and 9. Rattler wants to throw out of the shotgun. He's going to take it, launch it deep downfield into single coverage, and Cavazos makes a great job defending Juice Wells there. Now Drake May, 2nd and 7. Wants to throw deep downfield again, and he's got Josh Downs again. Excuse me, that is Marcellus Dial. I was saying DQ Smith, but that is Marcellus Dial. The second play in a row as, man, Drake May gets hit hard as he throws it, but he still delivers a perfect pass to Josh Downs. And the Tar Heels now in the red zone quickly again. Goes to his fullback, and he is in the end zone quickly again. Josh Tucker. The Tar Heels quickly go up by 10. This went from a very manageable lead to what is now a bit of a concern. Jaheim Bell, though, is going to pick right where he left off as the Gamecocks are able to get something going. 1st and 10. Rattler out of the shotgun. He's going to throw it again, obviously. Rattler rolling, fires off of his back foot, and Juice Wells turns the corner and finds some nice blocking for 12 yards there on the underneath pass. Now 1st and 10. Rattler got Lloyd to his left. Jaheim Bell coming in motion. They're going to give it to Jaheim Bell on the jet sweep, and he gets upended for about 4 yards. Now 3rd and 3. Rattler at about the 26-yard line of the Tar Heels. He's going to give it to Lloyd, who just barely will get there, but he makes a couple men miss to get over the first down marker and a couple more yards. Now 1st and 10. Rattler out of the shotgun. Wants to throw again, obviously. Fires to the flats to Marshawn Lloyd. Last week that worked for a touchdown. This time it's a nice first down. 12 yards on the play. Now 2nd and goal. Rattler. Screen to Rucker. Rucker some nice blocking downfield into the end zone. Had a couple men trying to tackle him, but Corey Rucker was able to make a miss, and he gets another touchdown here through the air. He had one last week, I believe, on a screenplay. He has another one this week. Now 1st and 10. Drake May on the next possession gets lit up. Ball actually kind of floated in the air there for a second. I thought they had a chance to intercept it, but unfortunately they couldn't. Now 3rd and 9. Drake May out of the shotgun. Jordan Birch misses the sack. He still tries to make the throw, and it's complete to J.J. Jones. Anthony Rose, the sophomore, tried to come up and pick it off. He just ran it a little too long. He was actually too early as Kamari Morales gets them 9 yards on their next play. 1st and 15 now after a false start. Drake May, he's going to send Gavin Blackwell back into the backfield. It's going to be a play action read option, and May keeps it himself. The entire defensive line just got collapsed to the ground, and nobody was there to help. Now 2nd and 4 for May and company. Trying to put this one out of reach. They give it to the tight end Morales, who lowers the shoulders protecting it. And Kamari Morales continues to impress as a Swiss Army knife there. 7 yards on the run now. 3rd and 8 though for May. He wants to throw. Sacked again for 7 yards, but once again, too little too late for this defense as they are able to keep it within 1 score. Rattler, 2nd and 10 on the next possession, wants to fire to the slant, and it's, man, Storm Duck. What a name for the cornerback there. Just deflects it right into the ground. 3rd and 10, Rattler's going to step up into the pocket, and he just fires a safe pass to the flats as the Gamecocks, trailing by 6, have to get a stop here. 2nd and 5, May fakes it to Petaway, pitches it to the man, Gavin Blackwell. He's got an open field on the right side. Down to the 40, and a face mask by Anthony Rose. Oh my goodness. Tack on 15 more as the Tar Heels continue to have a great offensive showing here in the second half. They have come alive, and the Gamecocks just are struggling to keep up as J.J. Jones got it on the jet sweep. Marcellus Dial couldn't quite get to him, and he's got a 15-yard touchdown. The receiver, Swiss Army knife again, just like Kamari Morales. 1st and 10 now for Rattler. He's going to go to Sampson on the post route. He's got a lot of room as he makes a man miss on the cut, and he's got 35 now. 2nd and 10. Rattler, 5 wide out set, takes a step back, wants to launch it deep down the right side. Got his man in the end zone. Touchdown, Corey Rucker. 40 yards in the Gamecocks. 2 minutes remaining, 2 timeouts. If they can get a stop here, they have a major chance to tie this one up late in the game. Petaway on 1st and 10 is going to be brought down. A team tackle there by Kaba and Anthony Rose trying to make up for the face mask penalty. 2nd and 7 now, 1:20 and counting. They have not used their timeouts yet. Petaway again brought down by Anthony Rose. He has become magnificent on this drive. 3rd and 7 now. May, out of the shotgun, looks to be a screen. It is a screen, and David Spalding, who has been so good for us these first 2 weeks, is going to get the stop, and the Gamecocks are in enemy territory. 3rd and 3, 45 seconds remain. Matt Rattler wants to throw it into coverage, and it's intercepted. All that build-up just for the interception to happen, and Storm Duck is going to finish it off for the Tar Heels as they defeat the Gamecocks 42-35 here in their first matchup and our second matchup here in week 2. Well, on one hand, we're only going to end up dropping 1 spot because of the loss. Number 13 now at 1-1 on the season, but Spencer Rattler put on a clinic today. 30 for 45, 352 yards, 4 touchdowns, only the 1 interception there to seal our fate late in the game. Marshawn Lloyd had a productive day as well, 20 for 90, nothing crazy there. He also added on 7 catches for 33 yards. Jaheim Bell, as we all saw, 6 for 103. Corey Rucker, 5 for 79, and he is going to have a great start to the season, adding 2 touchdowns. Landon Sampson, 5 for 86. Juice Wells, still not as involved as I wanted to have him, 3 for 17 and a touchdown. I'm still looking to get the ball his way in other ways, I guess. Brandon Robinson, 1 for 12. Juju McDowell, 1 for 3. And Scott Hall, the new tight end, 1 for 2 and a touchdown there. We only allowed the 1 sack by Marshawn Lloyd. Defensively, Debo Williams led the way with 7 tackles, 1 sack. David Spalding also, as we saw, I mean, come on now, added another interception. We had a couple guys get to Drake May as well. Terrell Dawkins, Tonka Hemingway got to Drake May for 2 sacks there. Just a few sacks, no field goals kicked. Extra points were good for Kai Kroger. And I can't lie, Drake May did a number on us. 14 for 20, 269 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Just a great outing by Drake May. I mean, very impressive showing by him in this North Carolina offense. And next week, it's not going to get any easier. We are taking on the undefeated Georgia Bulldogs. Stetson Bennett is long gone. Brock Vandegrift is here now as he has 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions so far through their first few games, 57 attempts, 31 completions, 514 yards. Their running back Edwards has 37 attempts for 200 yards, and Jack Saint. We had issues with him last year. So far, he has 7 receptions for 142 yards. A very, very impressive win last week against the Tigers, 28-21, and a good win against Ole Miss, 38-17. So the Bulldogs come into this without a loss yet. The Gamecocks come into this off of a loss, but the 4th-ranked Bulldogs are going to be at Williams-Brice Stadium, and it's going to be a very intense atmosphere. So hopefully we can use that to our advantage as we attempt to pull off this upset. I have very, very high hopes as we're going to go ahead and look over at the top 25 right now. Not much has changed. There are really no teams that have lost outside of us, unfortunately. Mississippi State, Florida, Boston College, UCLA, and Utah all have a loss, including Tennessee, who dropped from 17 to 21, and Kansas State, who dropped from 23 to 24. Not a lot of games been played yet. We will see a lot more get played this next week, especially a lot more ranked matchups. As you can see, we're taking on Georgia. You've got Texas taking on UCLA, Tennessee taking on Texas A&M. There's a few very good ranked matchups next episode, so I'm excited to see what happens with those and how exactly the standings can change because or how exactly the rankings will change. But as of right now, Spencer Rattler's having a great season. I mean, 500 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. We won week 1. You would have liked to bring the interceptions down from 2, maybe at least to 1, but you can't complain when you win the game at the end of the day. And we'll just do a quick recruiting recap. Not a lot going on this episode outside of the loss. It's going to be a tough week trying to get back from it. As you can see, most of the guys we're recruiting are the same. We've got some guys that I would love to give points to, but I just can't afford to give the points from someone else. But hopefully we can get somebody in here that we're going to be able to bring in. Jerry Sanders is a little too far gone for us, minus 1,000, I believe so. So hopefully a couple of these guys will commit rather early, I would hope. We're pretty far ahead on some of them, so I may end up taking some points back, but I don't want to ruin the lead that we have. So go ahead and comment down below what your guys' score predictions for next episode is as we take on the Georgia Bulldogs. Obviously, they're number 4 in the country, so it's going to be a very tough matchup, but I hope you will all join me at Williams-Brice Stadium next week. If you do enjoy this series, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and turn on post notifications so you never miss an episode or an upload. And I'll talk to you guys next time.